I mentioned last episode how the transfer window didn't really apply to us, and yet we are in January, and whilst the transfer window doesn't apply to us, it does apply to all the teams who want to sign my players. Callum Gillen has officially joined Newtown. I mentioned them last episode. They are interested in Oyatunde as well. I mentioned the £14 million bank balance. Turns out they had a TYCOON takeover a year ago. In spite of the fact they've got all this money, they are stuck 6th in the Welsh Premier League. So it's not going great for them. It might be one of the most weird TYCOON takeovers I've ever seen in Football Manager. If they want to come in for Oyatunde, that would be delightful. £160,000 and he can be theirs. And another man that we could potentially lose is Andrew Slate. I've told this guy if we get a bid of £525,000, I will accept it. I think it was Oxford who did make a bid. The bid that they made was rather shameful. In fact, you can see here they need to generate funds before making an offer. Yeah, I feel like if I got £500,000, I'd probably have to take it. He hasn't developed amazingly so far, Slate. You can see here his technicals have all been just angry red arrows. But ultimately, we are at a point now where when you look at the first team, there's lots of players who wanted symbols. A few of them are first team players, such as Norman Hamilton. I won't be selling him. Of course, last episode, Norman Hamilton picked up a hat-trick in that FA Cup second round game. As a result of that, today we are back for a massive doubleheader. Scarborough Athletic in the league, it's second versus first. Then after that, FA Cup game against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Let's run the intro and get into things, shall we? Yes, folks, how is it going? Welcome back to Parts Prem. I hope you guys are doing amazing. I am still struggling a little bit with my voice, but in spite of that, there's 2 matches that have to be played today. Hoping we could get a nice payday from the FA Cup game. We're edging on about £1 million, which is around the threshold where you can ask the board to go pro, and they would grant it. Whether or not I want to go pro at this point is a slightly different proposition, because if I do go pro, all the players that we currently have are going to want full-time deals, and as a result of that, I suspect their wage demands will go up. I have already shifted some money into the wage budget over the course this year with the sale of Callum Gillen. In spite of that, though, there's not a load of wage budget free, and we are losing a reasonable amount of money every month when we're not making sales or going on FA Cup runs. Now, I did already mention a sale. We have picked up 2 new players since you were last here. Callum Goldsmith was the man I was umming and ahhing about. I have made the decision to sign him. He has yet to score for us in the league in 2 sub appearances, but he is a very, very good player. And with his arrival, it does mean that McAvoy is now just 5th choice striker. And as if I didn't have enough strikers in the team, Gillen was released by Ross County, one of the number of Ross County youngsters that I've just got on my radar in case they release them from their non-contracts. He was let go. I've signed him. Apparently, he has no potential, according to our staff. In spite of that, they recommend that he could be a first-team candidate. So yeah, make of that what you will. In terms of these first-team candidates, Kevin Gillen is there. Paul Clark is another player that we picked up from Ross County. He joined us as a centre-back in the summer, you might remember. And elsewhere, Sam Pitts, who we signed last episode, and Joe Richards, who I think we signed the episode before that, also candidates for the first team. I realise 3 of these 4 players are strikers. Now, in terms of current transfers, the transfer window is open. I'm not looking to sign anyone, mostly because in spite of one recent defeat, we have been looking very, very good in the month of December, and I don't think any signings are going to be necessary. You can see here a good win against Macclesfield away from home. That was a tricky game. Aldershot we then lost to in the FA Trophy. It's a shame we're not going to make it to another final in this competition, but ultimately Aldershot do play in the division above us. I did choose to rotate the team a little bit for this game. I felt like with the league being a focus or the FA Cup being a focus, maybe this would be a distraction. Hopefully it's going to be a blessing in disguise. And from there, we did go on a nice little winning run. Wins against Spennymoor and Chorley 2-0. Nice to get some clean sheets. In fact, Simkin closing in on a club record for clean sheets. The bar really is set low here. He's got 8 clean sheets in the National League. 4 clean sheets in the FA Cup as well is mighty impressive. Sadly, however, in this game against Blythe Spartans, he could not keep a clean sheet. This was a game where we got off to a flyer. Pritchard squared it for Abbas, who would get one of 2 goals in this game from inside the 6-yard box. We then conceded, playing it out from the back. And Blythe Spartans, you might remember, we played in a cup game a few years ago and we beat them. I was not particularly happy with what I saw from us in this game. They scored there. They'd go on to get another goal completely against a run of play. But at 2-1 down, I'd made the decision to put Norman Hamilton on the bench and Oyatunde had started this game. I hauled off Oyatunde. Hamilton, probably a good job we brought him back in. Short corner routine, you know the deal by now. And Ngoma put it in. Abbas was lurking away. He scored there. And not long later, like I mentioned, 92nd minute, 2-2. Cometh the man, cometh the moment. Slate, Hamilton, difficult angle. He wasn't going to miss from there. Really nice to turn around that result with 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. From there, a win against Banbury, but most recently, a defeat against South Shields. South Shields, we were beaten 2-0. Yeah, we were winning 2-0 after 6 minutes. Then Jason Dyke got a 10-minute hat-trick. And there was just no response. We lost. Here is how the league table is looking after 27 games played for ourselves. Scarborough do have a game in hand, but if we were to beat them today, we'd pull ahead by a really healthy margin. In fact, we'd pull ahead by 16 points, which, whilst there are still, 18 games left of the season after this one, and there's plenty of football to be played, given how we've been doing this year, I feel like the title might just be wrapped up. The squad that we've assembled this year is so good. Here is the Media Dream 11, by the way. Callum Goldsmith, the new man that we signed, he's in the Media Dream 11 at left mid. In fact, looking at the Media Dream 11, of the players in this team, 8 of the 11 are our own. And what would be a really good statement of intent is to get a good result here against Scarborough. They're in second, like I already mentioned. We're playing them away from home. They are a very good team, defying all expectations this year. We're heading to the Flamingo Land Stadium. Let's go do an away day. Now, a bizarre little bit of work the space law for you all. I've actually lived in Scarborough for a little bit, so I know the town rather well. The football stadium, I believe, I say I know the stadium well. The stadium's here? Yeah, here. Scarborough Athletic Football Club, Scarbados. Lovely place to go on holiday. Scarborough Football Club, by the way, used to be in the Football League not that long ago. I say not that long ago. It was like 25 years ago. But it was in my lifetime they were playing in the Football League. They've kind of been reborn in that time. Here is the football stadium. Car parking. Magnifique. Street view options, slightly less magnificent. We can have a look at the stadium from the outside. I feel like that is a good starting point. Here is the Flamingo Land Stadium. I'll tell you what, I love Flamingo Land, the theme park. I'm not sure how I feel about the fact they've used the actual kind of logo and style for the signage outside the stadium. It does look a little bit Mickey Mouse. To be fair, though, nice facilities, nice tennis court, luscious green rolling hills as well. Look at this. What a beautiful place to be. Ignore the trains. And in the stand, we only have one street view option. Here it is. Here is the Scarborough Football Stadium, or should I say football stand? I mean, they've not got seat art. They've got solid dugouts, though, for this level. I mean, it's a quite pretty and picturesque stadium surrounded by hills. I'm impressed they managed to find a flat spot of land for the pitch, to be honest. Not sure how I feel about this monstrosity behind one of the goals. I think that's the sports centre. It was rather ambitious expecting this to be in 3D, but here is the football stadium. There wasn't a lot of footage for it for today. It's quite a cute stadium, but there's not a lot going on the outside. I mean, the neighbourhood isn't the most pleasant. Then again, the hills are nice, aren't they? The hills were nice. I feel like when you compliment the hills around the stadium, that might be a statement of things. It's a 4 out of 10 at best, and I'm being very generous there. So in terms of team news for today's game, this is the lineup we're going with. It is full strength. We do have our FA Cup game. For some reason, the FA Cup game is on a Tuesday night. I wish I could explain why that's the case. I think it's probably to do with the custom database I'm using. In spite of that, it doesn't really change a great deal. We get a few days rest after this one, so we have to go all out. You might notice a couple of little changes. Alex Holchuddy, I've dropped from the team. We rotated things around a little bit, and Gucci came in for the last couple of games after injuries. He played very well in those 2 games to the point where I feel like he's just earned a spot in the team, especially with Holchuddy's form not being the best. Elsewhere, the only real change of note is the fact that Rio McAvoy demoted from the bench, and in his place, Callum Goldsmith comes in. Still searching out his first ever goal of the club. Maybe it could come in this big game today. You might have also noticed on the bench, I am foregoing a goalkeeper. I've decided with the 5-man bench, don't need a goalkeeper, not worth the sacrifice. There was a temptation to maybe rotate the team for this game, knowing that we've got the FA Cup game midweek, but ultimately, I rotate the team for the previous game and we lost. Maybe I'm going to live to regret that if we fail to win this game as well, but having lost last game, really need a win today. And I'll tell you what, Ngoma, if you want to put in a ball of quality, mate, that would be just dandy. He puts it in. It's one of the more disappointing corners we've seen. They clear it, but it's still in a position where I feel like we can get it into a dangerous area here. Samuels with the ball, plays it wide to Slate, the left back, criticised his lack of development. Can he put it on a plate? Kind of. Hamilton kicks it straight at the keeper. Okay, one chance squandered so far in this game. I say squandered. I feel like as of late, we've not created as much, and really our clinicalness has been our main strength. And right now, we're having chance after chance and not taking them. That scares me a little bit. Although, I say that, we missed the chance. Goal kick results. The goal kick is a highlight as well. Maybe this is going to be one of these relentless games where there's just a surge of rugby goodness. We get down in the scrum, we heave, we hoe, we push. The ball falls to Hamilton, who shoots wide. Okay, well, it's another highlight starting with a goal kick for them. It's 2 minutes later. We're creating so much in this game, but we need to find a breakthrough whilst we're on top. It's Addons with the ball now. Top goal scorer for our team. Only third top goal scorer in the league. But I'll tell you what, Norman Hamilton is hunting down his goal scoring tally. Finally, we have a breakthrough. It's Addons turning provider here, or rather, was it Addons who got the assist? It was Addons. For a second, I thought Gucci was the man who got on the end of it and put the ball in. No, it was to Hamilton. He's tucked it away. We really rely on him for goals in these important games, it feels like. Half an hour played in this game, Scarborough yet to have a shot on target. It's been a dominant display, 63% of the ball as well. You can see from the average positions, they are penned so far back. Freckleton with the ball, lays it wide to Gucci, through the middle. Hamilton, he's already got one. He probably should have had another. I say that. I think it deflected. I think it deflected. We've got a corner, and Gomer's over it. Could something magical happen here? No, the header goes wide. Half-time in this game, only 1-0, but I mean, look at the XG story. They had one early shot, Scarborough. That is all they've had in this game. It's been so one-sided. 1-0 almost feels disappointing. We've had an XG of 2.71. In Football Manager, you sometimes have those games where it feels like every shot goes in and you win 5-0 with less than a 1 XG. Then there are games like this one, which are much more frustrating to watch, where you just can't seem to find the net and the target often enough. We've had 14 shots, only 3 on target. Already 15 minutes into this second half. Could we get a second goal here? It's been one-way traffic so far. This is a massive game for us. This team are the second best team in the division. We've gone to their backyard. We've bullied them so far, but we've not yet taken their lunch money. And I feel like a goal would be taking their lunch money. Slate has the ball. Ngoma, Hamilton, difficult angle, wanders wide. Can he put it on a plate? He can. And Addons is there to nod it home for his 21st of the season. Really good build-up play. Hamilton here, really intelligent run as well. Could have easily opted to go for the shot, ran wide, put it on a plate for his teammate, and yeah, 2-0. We absolutely deserve that in this one. Okay, I made a double change in midfield. Sam Kelly on for Pritchard. Alex Holchuddy on as well. Just trying to save some legs, rest up some players. We need to be at our best, and I feel like, and I hope I'm not saying it prematurely, I feel like this game should be in the bag at this point. If they were to get a goal now, with 20 minutes left, maybe then squeaky bum time commences. But so far, there's no reason to suspect they're going to get a goal here. In fact, I'm hoping with fresh legs in the midfield, we can maybe score a few more. Addons is running wide here. Could he return the favour to Norman? Not on this occasion, although we do still have the ball. Holchuddy, I mean, he's nearly gone for the Holchuddy special there. It's a long shot saved. 5 minutes plus any added time left in this game. Second half, we've not been quite to the same level going forward. Defensively, though, we have been so sound. Scarborough have had 2 shots on target. They have created nothing. With that result there, we climb onto 72 points. Whilst they do have a game in hand, we are in such a healthy position at the top of the league. I almost feel like it's wrapped up. I probably shouldn't get too carried away just yet, but I'm feeling rather good. Addons, by the way, man of the match, 8.5 rating. You were superb, my friend. Mention the fact he is our top goal scorer in the league. You can see here, now second top goal scorer in the competition. Hamilton, a little bit further behind. Needs 4 goals to catch up with his teammate. To be honest, with Norman Hamilton's current form, wouldn't put it past him to do that. Anyway, we've got Wolves in 3 days' time. Going to rest up the players. Apparently, strong winds, light snow. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Maybe that's the kind of conditions we need to win this game. We're taking on Wolves, pampered Premier League players. Maybe they're not going to be ready to play in the cold. I mean, I can hope, right? Being realistic for a moment, going into this game, Wolves are a Premier League club. We're playing them away from home. As much as we could cause an upset against Charlton, this is a whole nother level to things. Really, we're turning up to get pounded, get a payday, and hopefully leave with a bank balance above, well, what it's starting at. £930,000 it is right now. We will check that after we play this game. Now, like I mentioned, the FA Cup, for whatever reason, is a bit weird in this save game in terms of when we're playing. We're playing on a Tuesday. As a result of that, the next round draw has actually already happened. If we were to win this game, we take on the winner of Crew v Man City. So if we win this game, we probably get to play at home against Man City. But we're not going to win this game. Let's just set the expectation so astronomically low. We're not going to beat Wolves. In fact, I would go as far to say that if we were to beat Wolves here, it'd probably be my best ever result in Football Manager. It really would be that good. This is the kind of game, like I said, where we get to enjoy the day. We've gone on a good cut run. We've had some fun. We're looking good in the league. This has been a nice little adventure. In terms of the team we're going with, going to go with the exact same lineup that played the last one. And if you are wondering, Jack, where is the away day at Molineux? I've already done the away day at Molineux last year. As much as I loved Wolves Stadium, and they did have lots of Wolves-themed things, you know, like the iconography, the 2D wolf. It's all over their kind of stadium. It's quite impressive, really. But yeah, I don't fancy doing it again, especially knowing what I'm actually turning up for. Okay, I mean, look, they are bottom of the Premier League. They have lost their last 2 games in a row, but it's still a very, very good team that they've got. When you compare their team with ours, I mean, it goes without saying, we are underdogs. Also, the stadium is not looking like a sellout. The people of Wolverhampton Wanderers, they don't respect the sport of rugby or the institution of rugby. I hope for their sake that the football club respect us a little bit. We're not going to roll over and die here. We are going to stick with our narrow style of play. We've got a set piece. Murphy and Gomer's given us the lead. He's given us the lead from a free kick after 10 minutes. This man, signed from Crystal Palace, missed, I think, 4 or 5 months at the end of the season. They decided to release him. If I'm Crystal Palace, I'm beginning to regret that decision. It's 1-0. It's 1-0. I don't know what's happening. It's not going to happen. It's not going to... Stop it. Stop it. I'm getting carried away. Also, my hair is a mess today. I'm meant to go get a haircut. I'm waiting until I feel better to get my haircut. Although, I was about to say, I'm feeling great right now. That was a chance. That was a really good chance. Abbas has fluffed his lines and hit it wide. But yeah, you know, you have those bad hair days where you wrestle with it and you can't do anything about it. I've tried battling it today. I've just given up by game 2. I could keep doing this. Not worth it. I don't want to get carried away. It's the 35th minute. It's still 1-0. We've only had 1 shot on target. It was the free kick. They've only had 2 shots on target, to be fair to them. And I can't believe I'm saying this. At half-time, it's 1-0 against Wolverhampton Wanderers. We've scored a free kick, and that's been the game. I'm far from pleased with what I just saw from the team, and Gomer's unhappy. Let me just have a little chat with him. You're playing well, keep it up. He's unsure. I hope I've not ruined it. I have to imagine the Wolves are going to change stuff in this second half, that they are really going to go with it. They've got good players on the pitch. Jack Harrison, Fabio Silva, proper footballers, like real players. Pembele, young French player, very good in Football Manager. So far, though, so good for us. I have to expect we're going to be called into some defensive action. We've not yet seen them on the attack. That's going to change here. Samuel Justo shoots wide. I mean, 35 more minutes to survive. I mean, at this point, I'm beginning to believe there's 25 minutes left. It's still 1-0. Just as a reminder, actually, I don't know if it does go to a replay. I was going to say as a reminder, it goes to a replay. The rules are a bit different with the FA Cup in recent years in the later rounds. Okay, can confirm, match does go to a replay. I mean, at this point, even a draw would be quite a good result. I'm going to take off Gucci for Holchuddy. Slate is struggling as well in this game. Matty Waters, on you come for your set-piece taking. Abbas has been poor as well. I'm going to bring in Oyatunde at advance forward. 3 changes made very early on in this game, but I know there's no extra time to worry about. Few players who are struggling. Hope I'm not going to live to regret those decisions as they have a chance. Their corner hits the post, Holchuddy gets it away, and we breathe a sigh of relief. There's 20 minutes left, it's still 1-0. There's 15 minutes left, it's still 1-0. I was about to say there's 10 minutes left, it's still 1-0. No, there's a highlight, they're on the attack. I don't like this. Biol pulls the trigger, and I think that's deflected and saved. We've kind of got away with one there. I'm going to shout some encouragement to the players. I mean, here is the match momentum. If we hold on in this game, it's a robbery. It is one of the greatest robberies of all time. Simkin catches it. There is 10 minutes left here. I'm going to just up the time wasting slightly. I don't really want to change anything, and yet they're on the attack repeatedly at this point, as is to somewhat be expected. I said before this game, if we could win it somehow, it'd be the best result ever. That's not going to happen, at least. It doesn't feel like it. They've scored. It's 1-1. It's been coming. Let's be real. It's been coming. We had 10 minutes to hold on, And sadly, we just haven't been able to hold on enough. We are still playing for a replay, so let's not just pack in the towel and give in now. But yeah, Wolves get a goal. They deserve that goal as well. I mean, if we go up the other end and score, it'd be the greatest thing ever. We absolutely do not deserve anything from this game with how it's played out, as is to be expected. But the biggest upsetting part to Prem history, it could still be on the cards. Ricky D, surely not. Oh, your Tunde's behind. Oh, your Tunde shoots, he goes wide. It was offside. It wouldn't have counted anyway. 3 minutes left of this game. 1 minute left. Well, 5 minutes of added time left of this game. Nothing is happening. Oh, God, they've got a throw-in on the far side. I don't like it. There's 2 minutes left. Hold on, lads. Hold on. They've scored. It's 2-1. Oh, I really thought at, 15 minutes left we could win this game. I really thought it was going to happen. It's twice that we've gone to the back post and seen Summer win a header over our players. Oh, that's that, isn't it? It might not be that. They don't need another. You don't need another. We've given away a penalty. The game is over, everyone. We had fun this FA Cup run. Enjoy the money, Wolverhampton Wanderers. I hope it makes you really happy. I mean, if Simkin wants to make a save, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Doesn't want to make a save. That's game over. And with that goal there, our FA Cup run comes to an end. Do you know what? In the grand scheme of things, to lose like that to Premier League opposition really doesn't feel that bad. Sumner, who came on for them, got 2 goals on off the bench. Both headers. The man has 8 heading and 3 jumping reach. I hate everything. We were underdogs and you gave it out your best shot. I'm proud of that. You know what? That was way better than I thought it was going to be. We were leading for like 70 minutes. So let's look at the positives. We did okay. Youthful Rugby Town come unstuck. We received £3,000 for that result. I'm just going to hit continue to go to the next day because I believe we have to get to the next day to get the financial updates, everyone. 1.12 million smackaroonies. That is very nice. I mean, just for a bit of context, a wage budget, £10,000 a week, spending around £9,000 on wages. So over the course of a year, once you include bonuses, we're probably spending about £500,000 a year on wages, maybe slightly more actually. But ultimately, this bank balance now is really going to be able to sustain us with our current squad level and spending level for the next few years to hopefully get us to the Football League really quickly. I suppose the natural question is now, Jack, when are you going to come back next episode? And the honest answer is, I'm not really sure. There is a real temptation, to be honest, just to wrap up this season tomorrow, play as much as I can, maybe cover the youth intake, maybe do the last game of the season. Obviously now, we're out of every single cup competition. It's only the league to focus on. And I don't want to say it prematurely, we're bloody good in this league, we should win it. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the episode today. 2 good results, I think, in the grand scheme of things. The win against Scarborough was great. The defeat against Wolves, whilst heartbreaking, was actually a really proud kind of performance, I think, from the players. I'm very happy with it. Obviously, January transfer window is a go. Who knows, there might be players sold by next episode. I don't really plan on selling anyone, but Football Manager's weird. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's episode. If you have, leave a like as always. Hopefully tomorrow my voice will be back to normal. Thank you for putting up with it being a bit scratchier than usual. Take things easy. We're back. Like I said, tomorrow, same time and place. Isn't he, Jack? This has been an awkward outro. I'm out. I'm just going to hit stop record. Bye.